Peace, family. Earlier today, Pete Hegseth and Donald Trump had a speech for admirals and generals that they flew in from around the world who are nonpartisan. They claim neither Republican nor Democrat to listen to a political speech. Pete Hegseth went first, saying that since they're going to implement new changes, that this is now the Department of War, and under the old regime they were soft and they got to project a new image. So, and he said, if this means that no more females can fight in the military, then so be it. He said no more men in dresses. And he also said he wants all the service members to be clean shaven, which is another attack on black men. And he said he wants a level of fitness also. He said it looks bad when you have admirals and generals that's fat and out of shape. So he wants them to implement, be able to perform physical training twice a year. He said if the Secretary of War can be slim and trim, then why should the generals? Why should the generals not be slim and trim? And see, the fact of the matter is, Pete Hegseth, how many years younger are you than these admirals and generals? And if the Secretary of War can be slim and trim, and if you're holding that standard to the admirals who serve under you, but you're neglecting the person that appointed you to your position. If the admirals got to be slim and trim, shouldn't the president that appointed you be slim and trim also? See, this is the hypocrisy that goes on in Washington, when you serve up under a governing system that you don't hold accountable. You know, and Donald Trump, he comes behind Pete Hegseth and says that, you know, he gave a wonderful speech. It's hard to follow behind this guy. You know, a wonderful speech. Pete Hegseth said if the message that he's saying don't resonate with these admirals, they can just resign, just quit. But this is what you wanted to do in the first place. And Donald Trump, and you endorsed this guy. And this is the message that you're telling lifelong serving people in the military. At the end of their career, that if you don't meet this new physical standard, you're going to be fired. You see, this is consistent to the message I gave the other day when Jimmy Kimmel was talking about being on ABC, when he worked for Disney for almost 25 years. And he said, and because Disney is such a vast corporation, they can let go of him and don't even think about it. 25 years of service. And Disney alone can get so big that Jimmy Kimmel is unimportant. 40 years of service in the military. And the Secretary of War can just disregard all of that. So it makes no difference whether you work for this country or whether you serve this country. The minute that your usefulness is over to them, they're going to find a way to get you out. You see, and if they don't like what's going on, they can just fire you, get rid of you. But if we don't like what's going on, then we can just leave. This is the nonsense that goes on when you support, whether through your work or your service, a country and a government that don't respect the people. Why can't the Jimmy Kimmels of the world that's working for businesses in industries for 25, 30 years, why can't they grow along with the company to be an integral part of this country? Why can't these admirals have the luxury of serving? And yeah, they done put on some weight. Name me one admiral that's not fat. If I seen a skinny admiral, I would look at him the same as I see a skinny chef. I wouldn't trust him. And Pete Hegseth, you are not too far behind these guys. Because see, you want to set this new standard of fitness. But you in your 40s or 50s or whatever. I don't even think y'all know. I'm not old Pete Hegseth, but you much younger than these admirals. I would love for whatever age you are right now to be able to maintain this same standard of fitness when you reach the age of these admirals. Because see, the thing is this, I've always said that regardless to what it is, marriage, politics, a job, you want the person in charge to have competence, confidence, and consistency. Well, let me add one more C to that, and that's compassion. This is what Donald Trump and Pete Hegseth lack severely. For you to sit up here and tell these admirals that you thrust upon them these new rules and standards, that if they can't meet this, you want 60 and 70-year-old admirals to pass physical training that's set up for people in 18, 20, 25 years of age. Are you serious? Do you know how much lack of compassion you got to have to announce some stuff like that? And then Donald Trump, not only to endorse this guy, but sit up here and say what a wonderful speech that he gave. And then Donald Trump babbled on for almost an hour and a half. Well, yeah, nobody understood what the F he was talking about. But this is I don't even want to say the new way. I would love for somebody to sit up here and explain to me how this has anything to do with Donald Trump's agenda, what he campaigned for, to lower the cost of eggs and bacon, lower the cost of living. What does fat admirals have to do with that? And then at the same time, Donald Trump announced that he's spending another $1 trillion into the military. You already spending over 50% of the U.S. economy on the military, and they need another $1 trillion. Like I say, but when you don't have a way to hold your government accountable, this is the nonsense that you have to put up with. And there's no off-ramp. Well, unless we decide to come together and make one ourselves. But I'm in this video here. And as always, leave your thoughts in the comments. And I'll see you in my next video. Ashe.